It was a story tailor-made for Hollywood. A wealthy white family taking in a black, at times homeless teenager, guiding his football career from a high school standout to Ole Miss to the NFL. The inspiring story of the Tuohy family and Michael Oher, a Super Bowl winning offensive tackle, was first a book by acclaimed author Michael Lewis, and then a blockbuster movie, The Blind Side.
Coach, you've done a great job with this young man.
And the winner is Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side.
Sandra Bullock winning an Oscar for her portrayal of Leanne Tuohy, a steel magnolia, not to be crossed.
You threaten my son, you threaten me. You so much as cross into downtown, you will be sorry. I'm in a prayer group with the DA, I'm a member of the NRA, and I'm always packing.
But now Michael Oher claims he was blindsided by the movie so many of us know and love.
When you go into a locker room and your teammates don't think you can learn a playbook, that weighs heavy.
In an epic plot twist no one saw coming. Or now suing the family who took him in. The former NFL star in court this week, alleging the celebrated Tuohy family owe him millions. The case now in the hands of a judge. The retired NFL star questioning everything he thought was true, or doubting his once close relationship with the Tuohy family.
He thinks I birthed him. It's gotten to the point where I think I birthed him.
They just consistently referred to Michael as their son, and sometimes as their adopted son. And so that's what the world believes, that they adopted him.
And coming to terms with the damage he says the movie did to his life and career.
The movie is something that will shadow Michael Oher for life.
People don't know anything about me. You might see something on TV and think you know, but you got to get to know me as a person. You'll never know a person by watching a movie or reading a book.
His lawsuit, alleging that Sean and Leanne Tuohy saw him as a gullible young man whose athletic talent could be exploited for their own benefit, and that the Tuohys claimed he was their adopted son, when in reality, he wasn't.
He entered a conservatorship with the Tuohys, which is wildly different than an adoption.
The petition accusing the Tuohys of negotiating a movie deal where they would reap millions, while Oher received nothing. Alleging the Tuohys only negotiated payment for themselves and their biological children, and that he received no payment whatsoever for the life rights to his story. Oher asked for a full accounting of the money earned off the use of his story, and unspecified damages.
Michael sees it all as sort of wrong from the start.
Oher would not comment to ABC News for the story, but he did speak to journalist Michael Sokolov. The story published in the New York Times Magazine.
Whether we agree with how he sees it, I think it's understandable that someone would feel differently as a 38-year-old adult than they would as an 18-year-old or even a 26-year-old in the midst of trying to stay in the NFL.
48 hours ago, a bomb dropped on our clients. To say they were devastated by these allegations is truly an understatement.
Lawyers for the Tuohys, countering each family member, including Oher, made an equal amount of money from the film.
Imagine a pie divided by 5, okay? We estimate each person received $100,000, each person in the family.
In court filings, the Tuohys submitting an accounting statement of what they say shows the full payments to Oher for his equal share, a little over $138,000. The Tuohy family also claiming Oher is trying to extort them. Text messages they say are between them and the former NFL star allegedly show Oher demanding they pay him millions. The Tuohys filing also stating the use of the term adopted was always meant in its colloquial sense. It was never meant as a legal term of art.
People use legal terms all the time. I'm gonna murder this Big Mac. And a lot of legal terms become colloquial. Adoption's not really one of them.
The Tuohys contesting his suit.
This is a sad day. It's devastating to the family, and we hope that it doesn't have a chilling effect on others who want to help needy individuals.
Michael Oher's inspiring story of escaping an impoverished childhood and foster care, then making it to the NFL, inspired millions. He was a first-round NFL draft pick in 2009.
The Baltimore Ravens select Michael Oher.
Selected 23rd overall by the Baltimore Ravens. The Tuohys were there by his side. Just months into Oher's NFL career, the blindside phenomenon swept the nation.
If not for the movie, Michael would have been as famous as most offensive linemen who toiled in the NFL, which is to say, not all that famous. It's a pretty anonymous position.
Shotgun!
The movie made Sean and Leanne very famous. It cast them as heroes. The movie made Michael famous, but not in a way that he would have ever wanted.
The Tuohys becoming advocates for foster care and adoption.
There's kids falling through the cracks of this society every single day, and they need our time.
But in fact, the Tuohys didn't legally adopt him. Instead, they filed to be his legal conservators in August of 2004, when Michael was already 18 and legally an adult.
Legally speaking, an adoption is the legal act or fact of taking another person's child into your own family as your own. A conservatorship is when you appoint an individual to take care of another person, either their financial or medical needs, because they're either incapacitated or a minor.
The Tuohys declined to comment to ABC News, but in an interview with the Daily Memphian last year, Sean Tuohy said a conservatorship would allow Oher to play football for Ole Miss, the couple's alma mater, and that lawyers advised them that they couldn't adopt Michael since he was over the age of 18. However, it is legal to adopt an adult in Tennessee.
I think it's important to realize that they could have adopted him by law. Instead, they chose this conservatorship. It's unclear why they did that.
While Oher thrived at Ole Miss and says he does not regret going there, he has long said parts of the movie weren't true. He spoke about it on the Jim Rome Show last year.
Can I leave now?
I'm honored to have the position it's given me, but you have to understand, before I moved in with the family, I was an All-American.
See, this just means that you're going to block whoever's in front of you or on your inside shoulder if you're not covered by a defender.
Was it annoying that the movie portrayed it as if you had to learn to play football?
Yeah, that part right there, it really got me because no, it wasn't anything. It wasn't never like that. But I've always known how to play the game of football.
Oher played for 8 seasons in the NFL and retired in 2017 after suffering a serious concussion. After his retirement, his relationship with the Tuohys began to deteriorate.
Michael's resentment had been building for a good many years, and I think it came to a head with the lawsuit.
Just last year, at Oher's request, a probate court judge dissolved the nearly 20-year conservatorship. The Tuohy family offering to remove all mentions of Oher's supposed adoption from their websites, and not to mention adoption in public speeches. On the day the lawsuit was filed, Sean Tuohy told a reporter for the Daily Memphian, "We were going to love Michael at 37 just like we loved him at 16. The legal battle between the Tuohys and Oher continues. Now Oher looking ahead to a future where he can chart his own path.
You don't want to be seen as a miracle. Explain to people what you mean by that.
Well, I shouldn't be a miracle, and no kid, we shouldn't be miracles, and we should have opportunities and resources to go out here and live a normal young adult child life, teenage, and go out and be successful.
Our thanks to Ashin. For more on this story, watch the full Impact by Nightline, Behind the Blind Side, streaming now on Hulu.